This week's episode, we have the CEO of Spirit Airlines.
It's going to be a good one.
Psych.
Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. This episode is presented by Wash. Visit the new convenient pickup and drop-off location at 21 Brilliant Avenue in Aspinwall, or click pickupwashdeliver.com and see how easy it can be to do the wash. This episode is also brought to you by One Tom Plumber. Fast, reliable, affordable, 24/7 plumbing and drain cleaning services throughout the Pittsburgh area. Save this number, 412-307-7622.
All right, let's roll. So, man. It was a little late getting here today.
Little late today, bud.
Little late getting here today. My flight was canceled. Dude, and I don't know if I'm ever going to see those bags again. And I paid a lot of fucking money to get them here.
Carry-on. I lost my carry-on and everything.
Yeah, fuck. So for those keeping score at home, that's another big company closing their doors.
Yeah. And I've seen people that are, blaming it on this person or blaming it on this political party or that political party. It's not. There are so many moving parts to this, but the biggest reason why, and maybe you don't know, maybe we'll clear this up. Spirit Airlines is gone.
Yeah, closed, shuttered, done.
But the real reason stems down to it's a flawed business model. It doesn't work because their entire business model was based on rock bottom pricing and extremely thin margins. And as a business owner, I see it constantly where everybody thinks that you have to be the cheapest and it just doesn't work.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, I think it's funny. The only reason I'm still in business today is because I charge a significant amount of money.
Yeah, you raise your prices.
Right. And I didn't raise my prices and I got rich.
No, you just cover your cost.
When you're using a line of credit to skate by on a slow month and still charge the most,
right?
Yeah.
So there's some things that happened that all kind of worked against Spirit, but it's all Spirit's doing. Whenever you're charging such little amounts for your tickets, first of all, the whole thing was bullshit. Okay, anybody that has flown Spirit knows that, it may have cost you $45 for that ticket, but then they're going to charge you this much to carry on a bag. They're going to charge you this much for a check bag. Their weight limit for a check bag was lower than a lot of the other airlines, so they're going to upcharge you whenever it weighs a little bit more. They charge you to pick your seat. They charge you, you want legroom in your seat? Oh, yeah, that's more. You want to be this part of the airplane? That's even more.
You want to use the bathroom?
I actually saw, and I don't know how true it is because I didn't, look it up, but somebody commented that on short flights, they were actually charging you to use the bathroom. I don't know if that was true or if that guy was just trying to be funny, but they nickel and dime the hell out of you. So by the time, if you're realistic, by the time a person flies and brings anything with them, you're going to spend almost as much money as you're spending with the bigs. So just fly United or Delta and you're going to have, first of all, the quality of customer that you're getting on a Spirit airline. That's why there's all these videos all over social media with people literally having fist fights on Spirit Airlines. Okay. The people they're employing are often an issue. And then what ends up happening is, so your overall experience on a Spirit airline pretty much sucks.
I've never flew Spirit. I mean, we've always price shopped it, but like you said, once you start figuring 4 suitcases and
you might as well just fly fucking first class with United.
Right.
Yeah. But you just get like the customer experience is lousy. And then what ends up happening when you're running on these super thin margins, when anything goes wrong, you're in trouble. So since COVID, fuel prices have been up. That's a direct impact on those airplanes. Labor costs have gone up, especially pilots. Pilots have become even more in demand. It used to be you had to have certain credentials to be able to even be considered. I mean, it's these companies are desperate for
Right.
pilots. So pilot costs are going up. And then I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal that they've had major maintenance issues that has grounded huge portions of their fleet, which not only do you have the maintenance costs to repair the airplane, but that airplane's now out of commission.
Yeah.
And their whole business model was based on direct flights and quick turnaround on those airplanes. Now you've got a big part of your fleet that's grounded. They're not generating money. Plus it's costing you money to fix the planes.
Right.
So they were just bleeding money.
Yeah.
So they were trying to do a merger with JetBlue. And the feds, it was done. It was a done deal. The feds blocked it and said that it was going to end up creating a monopoly and it was going to be, so they blocked it and it didn't end up going through, which ultimately put them out of business. Now, so some people were saying, well, it's because it was political. They wanted to make this party look bad or they wanted to do this. Listen, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And the bottom line is we can all sit here and say in Monday Morning Quarterback and say, well, if they had just let that merger go through, Spirit would still be around. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe it would have actually forced JetBlue out of business too. And then we would have lost JetBlue and Spirit. So we have no idea how it would have actually worked out. But what I can say is that as a business owner, as an accountant that works with hundreds of business owners, look at Spirit and look at your business and see that not only do you not need to be, you don't want to be the cheapest person in town. If you are getting every bid on every job that you bid out, you're too cheap.
Right. Yeah, maybe it's because we're older. I have no problem with it. But like when you're young and you're like, I'll just do it. I'm just gonna whatever.
Yeah, when you're starting out, you're hungry and you just want to take everything and you look at it like, oh man, what do I have to? I got to be low because I want this job. And I get it. When you're starting out, you're trying to get the brand recognition, you're trying to get your name out, you're trying to get started, and you're hungry. You want to get that revenue in. Listen, you can have $10 million worth of revenue, but if your margins are so thin that you're not making any money on that 10 million,
right,
you're just busy.
That's something that we've talked about, and you start to realize like, when is it truly a revenue problem? And then when is it a fucking problem? Like if you raise your gross sales, will it save your business? Then you have a good business
Sometimes
plan. You know what I mean?
If you have a good plan, if you're going in it the right way, you want to raise your revenue, but you want to raise it in the right way. My business, for example, we do a lot of different services. We do, obviously accounting and bookkeeping. We do payroll. I have the credit card processing business. Not every one of the services that I offer are equal when it comes to margin. And not only margin, but labor.
Right.
So whenever I'm looking to grow, and it took a while for me to be a while in business before I started seeing things this way, because you're hungry, you want business, right? But when I'm looking to grow the business, I'm looking now to grow it strategically. And I'm looking at, okay, yeah, I want to grow my business and I want it to be $2 million or $3 million or $5 million a year worth of revenue, but I want it to be the right revenue. I want it to be the right services, or else I end up just having to hire more staff and increase my costs. And, certain things that we do take less man hours.
Right.
I want to do those things. I want to point my new business to this division, this service, because I can make more money on that revenue doing that than this.
Yeah, and there's things like sustainability. Like if you were a grass cutter and all you did was cut grass, and they have robotic lawnmowers, they're going to get better, right?
Yeah, I've heard they're pretty fucking good.
If you don't, they use them at golf courses.
Do they?
Yeah, because you don't have to bag it then. You're just cutting it continuously.
Just continuously.
But if that develops to a point where it becomes like every house has one, like a vacuum cleaner, then if you didn't do something in your landscaping business to figure it out, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And if you're maybe if Spirit would have pivoted away from just having had that as a branch of their business, and then had the first class experience where it was like they took out every other row of seats.
Yeah.
You know, but you can't, if like in business, if you do one thing, you do nothing, right?
Right.
I say that all the time when you're hiring someone for a dry cleaners, if all they do is one thing, they do nothing. So, I mean, one of our reasons we rebranded from Duro Cleaners, one was the move, and two was we needed to get the word out that we take care of stuff that not only says dry clean only in it, we take care of everything, you know? Because that's a misconception. These manufacturers now are putting fucking tags and things that I know should be dry cleaned that say do not dry clean, because they know the consumer at the store would pick it up and be like, oh, it's dry clean only, I don't even want to buy it. And I'm like, huh. So you get these, I'll get like suits in that they say machine wash, cold, hang to dry. I'm like, dude, I could do that and it's gonna look like shit. But if I dry clean it, it's gonna look great. We'll press it and look even better. But like, it's funny how the consumer wants to push everybody to the bottom, like it's the cheapest, you know, but that's only 5% of your clientele.
Yeah, not every consumer is like that.
Right.
But if you're only targeting to that consumer,
You're done.
yeah, you don't want that business.
Right.
You know, don't fight for the lowest group of people. You want to aim, you know, I was listening to I don't know if it was on his podcast or if it was in one of his books, but Gary Vaynerchuk's big on marketing, business marketing, right? Social media in particular. And I remember this story about this photographer that called in, or it was, I don't remember if I read it or whatever, but his point was, I want more money, but my schedule, I don't know how much more I can do. How do I get more money if I can't fit any more customers in? And Gary V was like, charge more.
Yeah, that's it.
And he's like, well, yeah, but I'm already kind of in the range. And he's like, okay, well, where are you in the range? Are you on the low side of the range for your competition or the high side? And he's like, well, probably on like the lower third. And he's like, okay, are you better than them? And he's like, well, yeah. He's like, well, then charge like it.
Right.
So if you have less customers, but the customers that are there are paying more, it's the same.
Yeah.
Or it's better. And you have more free time.
So like when I got into the dry cleaning business, we do like 1,000. Let's just say we were doing 450 shirts a day, 5 days a week. We're doing 2,250 shirts a week. We're doing them for $1.85. We're killing ourselves. And granted, everything was cheaper back then, soap, chemicals. But like, to me, I always looked at that like, what if we just charge $3? And then you do the math and you're like, all right, well, I could do 300 less shirts for an extra $1 and make the same amount of money. Like everybody always joked, like guys that I knew in the dry cleaning business, they'd say, would you rather do 1,000,000 suits for $1 or one suit for $1 million? And everybody's going to want to do one suit for $1 million. But they never put that into practice. They always, like for some reason, for the last 100 years, dry cleaners are just afraid to charge money. They just are petrified of it.
There's so many businesses like that. So many. But you can't operate that way. You have to charge.
And you got to be all in. Like, so in my industry, if you're going to charge a premium, you got to pay the fuck attention. You know what I mean? You can't do $2 shirts and charge $5.50. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, if your customer should never, like one of my customers should never, ever have to call me up and be like, dude, you sent me a shirt with 2 broken buttons. Like, I've never gotten that call. Like I've had customers send shirts in because like the button like fell off. Not when they got it back, it was like loose and then they pulled it off. That shit happens. But like on our inspection end, like if you get something back from us, like it's not going to be like that. And like I have clients that have never questioned a price increase. They I don't think they even know what they pay. They just know that it's good until it's not. And when it's not good, then we'll find another cleaner, right? And I never want to bash my competition because anybody can have a bad day and anybody can miss something. But like I get some shit now that are new customers and I'm like, yeah, that's how Giant Eagle can charge fucking $7.95 for a pair of pants because that person just boom, 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 bangs them out, you know? And it's like unbelievable to me that like the consumer they just think, oh, well, that's just the way it is. I'm like, well, wait a second here. Now you're going to bitch like, and I'm like, not $80 more an item, you know? So like over the course of the year, it might be $250 by using a quality dry cleaners and not.
Right.
Like, but like I saved this woman's blouse the other day. It was a really nice blouse, a couple $100. It was ruined. She brought it to me from Giant Eagle. I got all the makeup out of the neck. It's like brand new. She like was so happy. I'm like, that's the principle right there.
Yeah.
Like she could have taken it back to Giant Eagle and said this spot didn't come out. This shit's all over the neck. And they would have then said, okay, charged her again. So now I'm at $12 for a blouse. They're at $6, but to get it done again,
now she's at 12.
She's at 12. And it's still not coming out.
Still not going to come out.
Right. So like.
But she could have just brought it to you for the 12.
Right.
It had been done the first time. She'd have had her shirt back.
Right. And it's just crazy to me. It's hard. That's why I do the videos all the time, because it's hard for me to like get in front of an audience that doesn't want to listen. But like we talked about it last time, someone sees me get it out, you know, then they're like, oh, sweet. It's great. You know, I'll take it there next time. But I've also had this happen where, you know, I had some shitty dry cleaners in the North Hills. I won't name any names, but I'd get people bring me stuff like, hey, they couldn't get this out down the street. They said, bring it here, you'll get it out. Then I get it out, but then they go back to them because I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? So I like a challenge. I mean, I keep thinking about running like a spot challenge, like bring me the worst spot you have in your household and I'll see if I can get it out. If I can't, it's free. You know what I mean? But yeah, Spirit Airlines, they just like soul fucking plane, dude. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how long they were in business. It was quite a while.
Yeah.
20 years?
Probably.
So, I mean, they had a good run.
Yeah.
They never changed. They ran the same program. They just raised their prices, piss people off, you know, because you're supposed to be a discount.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think, you know, customers are more willing to accept a cost. If I go online and I'm looking at 2 flights and one's a United or a Delta flight and it's $300 and Spirit's $100, but then I go to the airport and they're like, oh, well, it's $60 for that backpack to carry on, and it's $80 for your check bag, and then I had to pay $25 to pick my seat. So then, like, by the time it's done, I'm paying almost the same money, even if it's a little bit less.
Right.
I'm still aggravated because I'm like, I'd have been happier if I'd have just spent the $300. And I'm done. Everything's included. I'm over. It's over.
Yeah.
But now I paid $100 thinking I was getting this fucking rock star deal. And then I get to the airport and it's this charge and it's this charge and it's this charge and it's this charge. And it's like, well, what the fuck? I thought I was getting a $100 flight and now it'll cost me $250. I should have just spent $300 at United.
Yeah, and they're not tangible things.
And I'd had a better experience.
Yeah, right. They're not tangible things. Like I've got on $300 flights in my life and they've turned out to be $600 flights, but I've gotten like 9 Captain and Coke.
Yeah.
And like all the peanuts any one man could eat. Like, so that's like the tangible things that you don't mind paying for. They're all these like nickel and dime bullshit fees.
So how long do you think before Carnival Cruise Lines is out of business? Because it's the same model.
And now a brief word from our sponsors. You've got a full plate. Kids, meetings, workouts, side hustles. There's better things to do than laundry. Introducing Wash, laundry reimagined for the modern world. Schedule your pickup in seconds via the convenient web app. Wash picks up your clothes, cleans with care, and brings them back fresh and ready to wear. But it's more than garments. From bedding and table linens to shoes, hats, purses, and more. Wash handles all your life's fabric, leaving you more time for life. Visit pickupwashdeliver.com to see how convenient it can be to do the wash. This episode is also presented by One Tom Plumber. At One Tom Plumber, in-house licensed plumbers bring rapid response and expert solutions straight to your home or business. Whether it's an emergency or routine plumbing service, they're your one call 24/7 to clear the problem and restore comfort. Trusted across Pittsburgh and surrounding communities with transparent pricing, respectful service, and true reliability. Save this number for when you need it most. 412-307-7622. That's 412-307-7622. Or visit BetweenTwoBridgesPodcast.com/support. And now, back to the show.
I don't know, man. We've talked about it. I'm not a big cruise guy, and there's that one cruise right now that's got that like Haitian death.
Yeah, but
sentence.
that's not one of the big.
It's not a real boat with real people
it's
on
not
it.
It's not one of the big cruise lines. It's a small ship. It's got like 150 people on it.
I've watched the Shitstorm Palooza fucking video. What was that, Carnival? Who was that?
I don't remember.
And they had like they lost the power on the ship. Remember that? There was a documentary.
I didn't watch it. I refuse to watch it because that'll ruin it for me.
Propaganda.
Listen, I've been on a handful of cruises. I've never had an issue at all.
Yeah.
But I'm not like I don't go on Carnival cruises anymore because there's such a thing as too cheap. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I got money, I'm not going on a cruise. It's not about that. If I'm going to spend any money to go spend a week on a ship, I don't want to be surrounded by people that are going to create aggravation.
Right.
And if I'm surrounded by people that are there because it's cheap, that's going to create aggravation. I'm on vacation.
Right. They're trying to get as much food on their plate as they possibly can.
And they're bitching because this food sucked. It's a fucking cheap ass fucking cruise.
Yeah.
What did you expect? You bought the cheapest cruise possible. And, I don't want that aggravation. So I would rather, on the 1 week that I'm going to actually go on a family vacation and be disconnected for a week,
right,
I would rather spend the money and go the way I want to go.
I've always looked at vacations like that. Like, there's budget and then there's vacation budget. It's like, fuck it, we're on vacation. Just
I think
whatever.
When you work as many hours as we do, and we don't turn off.
Right.
Even, dude, I can be on a fucking cruise in the middle of the goddamn Atlantic, and I still have Wi-Fi. I'm still responding to fucking emails and text messages. But I don't go on 9 vacations a year.
Right.
I maybe spend like I go on my motorcycle trip that goes over it's a 6-day thing, so there's weekdays involved. And then we're going on a family vacation this year. So that'll be a whole week. Other than that, I'm a long weekend kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like Friday, come home Sunday. So I don't take those trips. So if I'm doing it, I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's what we actually were talking about it this weekend. Like, I want to go see some of the just state parks. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I'd rather do that because then you're not nervous. You can get home I don't want to. My son's like, I'm not sleeping in a tarp. I'm like, it's called a tent, dude. He's like, well, they look like tarps. But yeah, I think they got what was coming. I think they probably wrote it out as long as they could. And I also think that it was funny that they were like asking for $500 million worth of like a stipend from the United States government.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't do anything to bail them out.
Previous regimes would have.
Either party.
Yeah, no, yeah.
They've done it before.
Yeah. I just think that the automobile industry got corrected. They've already gotten bailout. I mean, the largest industry to get bailed out during COVID was the airline industry. I mean, every single one of them got money. So they probably would have went out of business 2-3 years ago if it wasn't for that huge injection of money that they got. So yeah, I think that as a consumer, you want to save a buck, especially nowadays.
I get it.
When it comes to flying in the air, I don't think that's where you should be saving your money.
Yeah, and Spirit didn't have a big corporate customer base. So like their customers were vacationers. Right?
Yeah.
It wasn't corporate travel. Corporate travel, they go through, companies are using airlines that they can get points and rewards and shit like that. So they're booking through United. They also need reliable transportation. And Spirit had a very high cancellation rate.
Yeah.
So they're not going to send an employee somewhere and book them on a Spirit flight and then risk that employee's not going to get back to work on time.
And have to get a hotel on that dime.
And then paying on a hotel and everything else. Exactly. So they're not flying corporate, right?
I think too that like throughout all this, Delta was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're not giving you snacks on short flights under,
Well, and that's the other thing that hurt them. It hurt Spirit was because their business model wasn't really hard to figure out. And these other airlines were like, okay, well, we'll just offer some seats on our plane for super stripped down pricing. and then not offer them anything because they have the cheap shit
Yeah,
seats.
tier it. Yeah.
You know, they have the tiered system. And so you've got the big majors that are participating in this rock bottom pricing.
Right.
Except they're still selling first class tickets.
Right.
They're still selling business class and then regular seating. And then they have like the base economy, which is basically to compete with Spirit. But those other people are helping
Offset the cost.
offset that cost so that when fuel prices go up, maintenance issues happen, other things like that, they can absorb it.
Right. I mean, that's why you do multiple things here, right?
Yeah.
It's why I would never be in business and just be like, all we do is shirts. That's all we do.
No, yeah.
You know, we do the cheap dollar shirts. That's all we do. You'd be fucking out of business, or you'd pull your hair out. You'd go nuts. So yeah, I think that was a long time coming. Spirit Airlines, RIP, right? I saw a post. I mean, the internet is undefeated. Dude, I saw a post where the guy took a Spirit plane and turned it into a Spirit Halloween store. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking pretty funny, dude.
That is funny.
So, I mean, I don't know. And I see where people are upset. You know, if you're a family and you vacation, you flew Spirit, we love the Keys. We love to go to Key West. And Spirit had a flight direct from Pittsburgh to the Keys. It was like $49. And people I know that have houses down there that lived there, that was the way they got back, because they didn't need to take anything with them when they were going there. Their house is there, you know. Mm-hmm. It was great for that. Or if you had grandkids in a state that Spirit flew direct, you know, you leave a couple things there, you know, and you were good, you could go. But unfortunately, that all the perks for those people, that one group of people that it worked for, they were getting by with murder for years because they were ripping off Spirit Airlines. And people don't ever look at it that way. They're like, oh, what are we going to do for a cheap flight now? It's like, well, if you'd have paid the right rate, they'd be still in business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like if my customers feel like they're getting taken advantage of, go somewhere else. And then don't be shocked when you're listening to me bitching and complaining because I'm closed.
Yep.
You know, it's just these small businesses and big businesses are the same. They need money to operate. You know, employees want money. They want more money now than ever. Just the cost of airline fuel has to be jet fuel has to be through the roof.
Yeah. Just like it goes off the commodity just like your
everything
car.
else. Yeah. And I don't even know what a gallon of jet fuel cost. Never had to buy it for my jet.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford the insurance.
Yeah, it's not cheap, dude.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't see where like the fuel prices change rapidly anytime soon.
No, they go up rapidly.
Yeah. I feel like a couple years ago when fuel prices were really high, there was a bunch of Joe Biden stickers getting put on pumps saying I did that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where the fuck are those stickers at now? Like, it's the same boat, you know? I woke up May 1st this year and was like, where the fuck them Joe Biden fuel prices at, man? So, and they're not going to come crashing down, you know?
No, and I just saw an article in the Wall Street Journal that said that crude oil prices are dropping for the second week in a row. And I'm like, well, why is diesel fuel still $6.09 a gallon?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's my thing. Like, you know, it's like when eggs went through the roof, right? Eggs aren't coming back down. Companies are like, dude, we got it. We're going to continue to get it.
Yeah.
And we're going to tack it into like our bottom line. And hopefully if something bad happens, we got money in the bank to fix the problem. Because that's like, as a consumer, you know, if you pay, you know, $50 a month extra in gas, great. Like I hear it every day. People are bitching like, oh, I filled up my Tahoe. It was $160. I'm like, try doing that 4 times a fucking week. Like we do it in all of our vans.
And you're doing it in your Tahoe, your family van, family mobile that you probably spent $100,000 on.
Right.
That you didn't need really, but you did. And now you're upset because it's costing you $100 to put gas in it. And you're trying to run a fleet of vans to deliver clothes that you're paying somebody to drive.
Right. And I have one driver that's 1099 and like, we haven't had the conversation yet, but it's coming. You know, he's got to be thinking, all right, first of all, a lot of his customers, you know, have like moved on. They've retired and he's not out generating sales. Like he's kind of like been doing this for a really long time. He's in his lane. And then, so his revenue, his numbers coming down. And now he's got to be thinking like, I'm driving X amount of miles and it's costing me, and you know, so now immediately a guy like that, and there's a lot of people that are gig drivers, you know, they were making, you know, $150 extra one day a week. Now it's $100. Gas keeps going up. It's like, fuck this, I'm done, you know? So yeah, it's gas is a real cog in the wheel, you know? So, and I started looking at electric vans. We've had the conversation on here 100 times about how we couldn't do it. Now you got to start thinking like, can we do it?
Yeah, I was just talking to a friend of mine that that was looking at an electric vehicle, and at his work, they have charging stations at his work that they can use for free.
Right.
And I'm like, you could literally buy that and then never pay for
Anything.
fuel.
Right.
You just drive that, plug it in at work, go
Yeah.
home.
And if you're at $40 a week, or, you know, I would say most people are between, if they just drive to and from work and like run errands on the weekend, they're probably at $60 a week in fuel, depending on what they're driving. But like, if you're like in that window, you could literally save yourself, you know, $7,000, $8,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're driving a used vehicle and you're on the fringe, like we've talked negative about it, but like if you're on the fringe now's the time you're going to do it, you know. And if it rides out and fuel's $4 for the next 5 years, you win.
Yeah.
But if it goes to fucking 3.25 again, you're out. It's just an added fucking wrinkle into what it is to be a business owner, you know.
Because you got to manage that cost.
Yeah.
And you're managing it from not only your drivers, but then also like any product that's getting delivered is going up.
Yeah. If you got it, a truck brought it, you know. And freight's a killer. I mean, even in the manufacturing company, we pass off the cost of freight. But I still float that cost for, you know, sometimes 90 days. So invoices that you said you'd float $200 on the freight, that's now $500 on the freight. And they don't care, because you know what they do that Spirit didn't do? It's all an algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
And if fuel goes here, it goes here. Because Pitt, Ohio and, you know, SDs and all these companies, they know what it costs to go from point A to point fucking B.
Yeah.
And they're not going to lose money. They'd rather say, no, we just won't take it. I mean, that's why these brokerage firms and freight are so popular, because they'll shop it, you know, and you might save $60, $70, but like usually you're getting a T-Force in that deal and they're coming Friday, but they don't show up till fucking Wednesday to pick up. And you're like, I should have just went with fucking FedEx.
Yep.
It would have been there. Because like we work on a lot of our receivables are 30 days, right? So we work on 30 days. So like if I can, as soon as it leaves, I can invoice. Well, when you fucking don't come pick it up, I can't invoice. So now I've already paid for the raw material, the manufacturing, and then T-Force is like 7 days. I've had them a week out to pick up. And it's like, you just fucked up my whole week, my month. So yeah, you get what you pay for, right? So I don't know. It's there'll be more businesses though that are on the fringe that are gonna shut down. And I think that it's gonna right the ship, you know. We good.
Yeah, that one never heated because they're all on 4K.
You want us to land the plane. You want us to land the plane. Pun intended.
You can circle the airport, bring her down
So
before she crashes.
Did you see the United flight that crashed into the...
oh my God, they hit that dude driving down the road.
Yeah.
I fucking rewound it and was like, that wasn't one of my guys, was it? Because like I'd be getting paid. Like, and that dude went to the hospital, minor injuries, that was driving in that truck. Like, dude, the one thing I noticed in the video was as soon as he gets hit, you can see the battery terminal, the red battery terminal from the engine compartment is like in the screenshot. I'm like, what the fuck just happened to that vehicle? So we just had something crazy happen down by the stadiums today in Pittsburgh. Fucking car went off. Like when you come around to get on 28 past the stadiums, dude, a car hit another car, I guess, and he ended up off the bridge and down on
into the North Shore.
Yeah.
They die.
I looked pretty bad. I don't know, TBD, but
TBD.
RIP. So, because the person was out of the car, like, so he got ejected.
Holy shit.
So, yeah. So, fucking quit texting and driving.
Yeah.
So, I'm a professional. I can do whatever I want.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, man.
but yeah, I mean, that's it. That's where we're at.
Yeah. So
You know?
the moral of this episode, You don't want to be the cheapest. Charge the right rate. Make sure that your costs and your revenue and your prices are aligned.
Right. And don't look up your competitors' prices, because like that doesn't matter.
Maybe look them up, but don't
You're in the ballpark. You don't want
be
to
in the ballpark.
Yeah, you don't want to be selling $100 fucking hot dogs.
If your product or your service is better than your competition, charge like it.
Right.
And if the customers don't like it, they're not your customer.
Right. And if you're like, I can't raise my prices, then you need to do something better.
Yeah.
Because you should be able to get
100%.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, so much for getting the owner of Spirit Airlines on our show.
Yeah, I tried and they wouldn't reach back out.
No comment. So, all right. There'll be someone to take their place.
Yeah.
So, all right. Love you, bud.
All right, love you too, bud.
Thank you for listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. Find and follow us on your preferred podcast streaming platform. Join us socially on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Visit our website for links to all the businesses we've showcased, additional content, and merch. If you or someone you know would like to be on the show, email us at info@betweentwobridgespodcast.com. Till next time, make it till you rake it.
What was I supposed to say?
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, fuck it.
People are going to be like, what? Holy shit.
Yeah. I should have said the ex-CEO. You can edit that in. You can just be like, put the rewind in it and be like, ex-CEO.